Hello, team. Today's video, we are talking about 10 ways to save on banking fees.
All right, and here's the problem, okay? For millennials and Gen Zs, you guys are paying 3 times more money in bank fees every year than other adults. I mean, this is crazy. There's so much money on the table here, so we're going to talk about it today and put that money right back in your pocket.
And last year, $7.7 billion are what consumers spent on overdraft and non-sufficient funds.
Oh my gosh, that is so much money. That is so much money. All right, guys, welcome to Financial Success Coach. We are John and Tara Thorman. We are husband and wife. We love each other, and we're super glad you're here. As financial coaches, our passion, our mission is really to help you get better with money and help you achieve financial freedom and win your money game. And that's what we're all about. So let's dig right into this topic today about saving money on bank fees, because billions and billions of dollars out there are up for grabs, and we want you to get some. Well, it's not get some, it's save some, right? Like the thing is, you're already spending it, and that's hurting you. So let's look at this a little bit, because this is a huge waste of money that does not have to happen. Now, it's especially germane. This is relevant and important because so many people are living paycheck to paycheck right now. 73% of millennials and 66% of Gen Zs, we're told right now, are living paycheck to paycheck. So if that's the case, and then all of a sudden something happens, an unexpected bill comes up and you got to pay for it, and all of a sudden, bing, bang, boom, now you got like fee after fee after fee. You got like 3, 4, 5 overdraft fees or NFS, whatever fees, right? It all happens at one time, and now you got like $300 in bank fees that you weren't expecting.
It's true, and it happened to us.
Oh my gosh, it's so terrible, okay? So we got to come up with a game plan here. Now, these surprise fees are worse than wasteful, because it is wasteful, right? But the drama and the emotional stress and the fighting that happens between you and your loved one, it's a terrible way to live. So we got to fix this. And what we know is that if all of a sudden you got hit with all these bank fees and there's like $300 gone from your account, well, guess what that means? It means you can't make your car payment, or you can't make your credit card payment. And so now you get more late fees, and you risk like your interest rates going up on your credit card. Like this snowballs, right? This creates a really big problem. And if you get a penalty APR on your credit card, like boom, you're paying 30% interest or more, right? So this snowballs. So we got to attack this. We got to be serious about preventing these banking fees, okay? The spiral's out of control. So really quick, if you've had it up to here with your bank, like they've taken one too many NSF fees or overdraft charges, and you're like done, like you're sick of it, we got some options. So I just want to share this with you because we just did this ourselves. We started some new accounts at SOFI, a checking account and a savings account, and super excited about the savings account because we're getting 4.3% interest. So I want to share this with you really quick. Boom. We've got an opportunity here to help you get up to $275 just by switching your bank account. Yeah, I know. So this is like paying you, right, to switch your bank account. If you're looking for one and you want to reduce fees, this is a great way to go, good option to consider. Plus, you get some free money by making the switch. Like there's cash incentive, okay? Now, also, guys, if you're living paycheck to paycheck in your credit card and your personal, like your debt is a problem, okay? Now, I'm not talking student loans. I'm talking all your other debt, right? Personal loans and credit cards. If you're paying ridiculous, the average interest rate on credit cards now is like over 20%. And if you got a penalty, you're paying 30%. So here's a deal. SoFi's got personal loan options, okay? And you could get a $300 bonus by getting a personal loan and consolidating your debt and lowering your payments and freeing up, giving you some margin in your life, right? Reducing your monthly payments. So I'm going to have both of the links in the description box below. Check that out, right? Obviously, no pressure, but if it can help you, there's some answers here, and I want to be able to help you out with it. All right, now let's get back into this, okay? It's expensive living paycheck to paycheck. All right. And here's why it's expensive, because when an unexpected something happens,
Right.
and it always does, right? It's going to happen.
Mhm.
We just don't know when, right? But when the unexpected happens, you're kind of sunk, right? So when you're living paycheck to paycheck, money's tight. And we know, we've been there, right? And money's tight. And when it's not tight, and when it is tight, if you've got a lot of your bills on auto pay, and it's tight, and the bill is wanting to get paid, and you don't have the money, boom, you're getting a fee. Like, that's what happens, okay? So you start bouncing, payments. You got NSF fees coming in now, and then just like it snowballs, right? It goes onto your credit card, it goes onto your car loan. Like, this is just building. So good news, we've got answers for you today, okay? We're going to help you break this cycle right now. So let's talk about first, though, how many bank fees are there? Baby, Tara, honey lover.
Well,
what'd you find out?
Well, they're the ones we're going to talk about today. There are 10. These are the most common and the most expensive. I found about 20. Some of them were really interesting, but some of the top 10 are your monthly maintenance fees. They can come in at about $15.
Not necessary. There's tons of bank accounts that have zero maintenance fees, right? So you can say $15 a month right there.
Yep. The non-sufficient fund is $35.
$35. Okay.
Overdraft, $35.
And overdraft, $35.
Extended overdraft, $35.
That is the worst, okay?
Oh, it's so bad.
You're already in trouble, right? Like, financially, you're already in trouble. You just had to overdraft on your account, and then you don't have a deposit until your next payday. That could be, a week or 2 weeks. So every few days, you get hit with another fee for an extended overdraft. The worst.
Yeah.
Avoid that.
Out of network ATM fees, $5 each. A return deposit fee, like the bounce check thing.
Somebody gives you
Right.
a check for a payment of whatever, and their check doesn't clear.
Right.
You get charged.
Exactly. I know.
That sucks.
That stinks. Excessive transaction fee. You're only allowed 6 withdrawals, and any more than that, they'll charge you $5 after that a month.
Now, that depends on the kind of account you have.
True.
Okay, so it's not going to be for everybody, but you need to look and see, because this could affect you, right? Like, if you have an account and that's the rule, you have excessive, transaction fees. That's dumb. Like, you got to change your account.
Right.
Okay.
Foreign transaction fees can be up to 1% to 4%. Your debit card replacement, if you lose it, there is a fee. And if you want it expedited, there's an extra fee.
Another fee.
But not everybody do that either. So once again, you have to understand how your account works.
Right.
And the last one, once again, these are the top 10.
Okay.
Are wire transfer fees at $35.
Yeah, that adds up. If you happen to use those frequently, and it just depends. Some people, like we don't use those, right? But some people use them all the time. So be aware, right? And make sure you change your account so that you get the right account that fits the way you do things, or change the way you do things to fit how your account, is going to structure and fee you. Okay. All right. So the important thing here is know what you've got and how it works, right? Read the fine print.
Always read, and nobody likes to read all that little stuff. You need a magnifying glass.
Well, then don't read. Call, right?
And
Call the
ask.
bank and ask and say, tell me about the terms on my checking account, and have you got a better deal?
Right. Like in the beginning, you said you have to understand how your account works.
Right. All right.
For sure.
So let's talk a little bit, honey, about what to do. And we kind of just alluded to it.
Yeah, call the bank immediately. I mean, and I know that's part of the stress too, is you're on the phone. They can't help you. Well, get me to somebody who can help me. Your supervisor, you need some help.
And I want to encourage you right now, like if you've recently gotten charged a bunch of NSF or overdraft fees, don't take that laying down. Call the bank and ask for grace, ask for mercy, ask for help, and say, listen, I've been a customer a good long time. I haven't had this happen before.
Exactly.
And see if they can take, how many can you take off for me? How much can you help me? Because they have provision, and it varies by bank, but they could maybe take off 1, 2, 3 fees if you've not had them do that before.
Right.
And if you've not had them do that this year,
Right.
because it kind of resets, right?
Yep, it does.
Every calendar year, they get a provision where they're allowed to, knock off some fees for you.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it's like once every 6 months or something.
that could be.
Right. But once again, by your bank.
Call the bank, because it's going to change by every bank. But here's the deal. Just call them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like your 15 minutes on the phone is worth maybe $35 or $105.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's money back in your pocket. So that's a good one to do. I like that one a lot.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, if this is happening to you and you're seeing all these bank charges, NSF, overdraft, all this kind of mess, I want to encourage you to stop your auto payments. Okay? Because there's some kind of misalignment here between your cash flow and when your bills are due. There's something going on here. So stop your auto payments until you can get yourself figured out.
Like for meantime.
Yeah.
Right?
Okay. Yeah.
Because we're big fans of having auto pay is a very good thing to have.
Auto saving. We want you direct, pay yourself first and doing that on autopilot. But if you're having a problem, cancel them all and pay them manually until you can get your stuff, sorted out and get in a better situation. What else you got?
Well, and just how are you going to remember to do that? And then you're going to have to write on your calendar when these things are due. Come up with a very simple way.
A system.
To where you'll be able to pay them on time.
Yeah, good.
Just to set up the notifications to keep update on your balance. I mean, that's...
Yeah, check with your bank, right? Or your banking app. You may be able to get notifications on a daily basis that say, here's what's going on. Like, here's your balance. Here's what's happening. Yep, that's great. Now, another option is you can get maybe some overdraft protection. It's transfer coverage. So you need to have another account. Like maybe you've got a lot of money in a savings account, or you've got a credit card with a big available balance because you pay it off every month, right? So what can happen, you can set those up as an automatic transfer to cover any overdraft on your checking account. Now, that's better than paying $35 in an overdraft fee, but that convenience, the bank's going to charge you for that. And so that could be like $15 every time they have to go and grab money from your savings account or put it on your credit card to cover what's trying to clear out of your checking account. But $15 is a lot better than 35. It's not ideal, but that is one thing that you can do to try to save you some money.
So there are fees, but then there's this thing called these convenient fees. Like if you want something done, things will be for free, but then what if there's always
extra fees?
I know for that. To opt out of the overdraft protection.
Altogether, just tell the bank, I don't want you to ever honor a payment that's coming in that's going to put me in an overdraft situation. But then you're maybe going to have some NSF fees, right? Like it's kind of a weird catch you kind of a situation. So you maybe check with your bank on that one and see if that's going to work. But please call your bank, right? Like they're there to help, really, but they're there to help you in a way that gets them paid. So make sure that you're making the best decision.
Use a prepaid debit card. I mean, that's an option.
Yeah. If you're having trouble keeping track of all your money, just load up your debit card and then spend from that, because then you can't spend money you don't have. Right. So then that'll cut out the fees right away. Good one. Okay.
And switch to a different bank.
That's an option. I don't, for some reason, and especially the research we've seen is that younger people, especially, aren't opt to switch their accounts. And I don't know why that is. Like, I guess they like the convenience. You like the convenience of where you're at. I just want to encourage you, like sometimes you need to make a move. Sometimes it's in your best interest to switch the bank account, to switch some things up. Do it if it's in your best interest. It doesn't take that much time, and it's a little bit of a pain in the butt right now, but it's got ongoing, dividends. It'll keep paying you. So don't ignore that. Don't neglect it. Just get her done. Okay.
Well, and because many of them have a special offer going on and, extra cash, they always have something going on. So if it works for you,
it's true.
Take the time, encourage you to take the time, read all the fine print, find out what that new account is going to look like.
Yeah.
Needs to be better than,
Okay. So again, we're going back, like the fees on your checking account primarily here, right? The bank fees. If you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're going to have some issues here because unexpected things come up, right? If you get hit with an extra $200 or $300 in a month, it snowballs. It's going to make everything worse. Now you're not making your credit card payment on time. You're not making your car loan payment on time. You got more late fees. You got now penalty interest rates. Like this snowballs out of control really fast.
Right.
So we want to make sure that doesn't happen to you. So we've got a few more ideas. These are more drastic and dramatic, okay? It's because we're not at 10 yet. And we promised you 10, and actually we got 2 bonuses. So we're not done at 10. We got some extras, some bonuses. But we got a few more ways here. These are dramatic and can make a much bigger difference to help you get your finances back on track, okay? And I love this because they work, all right? Like for real. Now, this first one, either get a personal loan to restructure and consolidate your credit card debt, okay? And you can do that through SOFI. Like I said, I'll put the link down below. You can check that out. See if that's going to make sense for you, okay? But do check it out. Or your other option is there are plenty of credit card companies that will offer you a 0% introductory offer. And that 0% introductory offer is like for 12 to 16 to 20 some odd months. Like it just depends on the company, right? But imagine all the interest you could save, with a caveat here, okay? Because now you benefit a couple ways, and I love this because if your credit card bill payments are coming due on the 25th, let's say, and you do a balance transfer, well, now you don't have to make that payment, right?
Yeah.
And so then you get a whole nother month till you have to make your payment. So it saves you that whole payment right now, but it goes on to a new card which has got 0% interest. So it'll let you start paying your debt off faster. And that is a great option if you can manage your money right. Because if you miss a payment on this new 0% offer, then the offer is gone and you go up to a 20% interest rate. And if you miss another one, you could go to their penalty rate and you're at 30%. Like you got to be very, very careful with those, but it could be a great option if you can manage your stuff and you can bring them all in. Like you could have 3 or 4 different cards and roll them all over into one with a bigger balance if your credit's good. Okay. So explore that, see if that's an option, or do the personal loan, do a consolidation and simplify your life. Because if you got 10 credit cards, right, it's crazy to keep track of all of that stuff. And so it could really help you if you can consolidate it, get a lower interest rate, a lower payment, and defer, get a whole month's relief by setting up that new payment system, right? Yeah, so I want to encourage you with that. Now, this is cool. And this is a bigger transaction. And this is if your credit's good, okay? Or at least not terrible, right? Refinance your cars.
Somebody's always got a deal.
The banks are in business to lend money, right? So if they don't have your car loan business now, they would like it if you're the kind of person that's going to pay the bills, right? So we just had to buy a new vehicle. We bought a Jeep 2 months ago, and
went through the dealership. This kind of an experiment, right? We went through the dealership to get financed, and the interest rate was terrible. I didn't like it, but it's like, well, that's okay because we can refinance in a minute, right? So we did the thing, and lo and behold, we got an offer in the mail from a credit union to get a car loan with them. So check it. The car loan has got a better interest rate. We got a cash back offer, and we could defer the payment for 90 days. So I called them up and I did the whole thing online in like 15 minutes. DocuSigned the whole thing, done. So again, as an experiment, we wanted to see how this thing would work out, right? But we don't have to make a payment now till the end of September. So we saved like $1,500 because it's just over $500 a month on this car loan. So we saved $1,500 over the summer.
and we're getting a cash back of like $288. Like that's money in your pocket, right? Like that could be a lifesaver for a lot of people out there. So explore that opportunity. If you don't get an offer in the mail, call the credit union, the biggest one in your area, and say, what's your deal for refinancing cars right now? And see what they've got to offer. But you could legit change your financial situation over like this by refinancing your vehicles.
Yep.
Your payments could go down, your interest rates could go down. I mean, it just depends on your situation, right? But man, check that out. Like that's a great tool. All right, baby. What else have we got?
Cancel your phone, any apps that you're not using, right? If you are, just
not phone. Don't cancel your phone. Cancel the apps on your phone.
Right. Or your cell phone insurance, subscriptions, memberships that you're not using.
Right. Your cell phone insurance, you can cancel. Call the cell phone company and see if you can restructure your program. Like, see if they got a better offer, or tell them you're thinking about leaving and ask for a better deal. Like, they've got retention offers.
Right.
Right.
If you don't want to do it at least for 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah. But just quickly go through your statements and look at the automatic, subscriptions, memberships, all that kind of stuff. The apps, the stuff that you're not, cut it out. Okay. Just stop them, save the money. So those are our 10, right?
Yep.
Okay, ready? We got 2 bonuses just for fun. The first bonus, you can avoid possibly wire transfer fees. If you do that, if that's a way you do your banking, check out some apps. So they're free apps, okay? Right. So I'm not like double talk here. Free apps so that you can transfer money to people with no fee. Like wire transfer fees are like $35 or more, right? So look at the Zelle app, the Venmo app, or the Pop Money. Is that what it was?
Yeah. Which I'm not familiar with.
I'm not familiar with that one either. We use the other two. But look into some apps. Those that let you transfer money to people and there's no cost. Super good if you're paying wire transfer fees. That could be a way to cut some costs in your life. And then the next bonus has to do with drum roll, student loans. Oh my gosh! So yeah. Student loan debt is enormous in our country, right? We get that, and we've been on this pause, this hiatus for the last couple of years because of COVID and the laws that were put through and all that kind of stuff. Well, the legislation that just went through with the debt ceiling thing, like that's over. Coming to an end. So your student loan payments are going to resume in September. Okay. It's going to make life difficult for a lot of people. So there's 2 things here. I don't know if you've not looked into this before. You should. One, you could ask for a forbearance if your financial situation has changed. Okay. And apply for that. 2, you could ask for an income-based repayment program, and that could dramatically lower your monthly payment as well. So just want to encourage you, you have options, okay? So many. Yeah. But guys, thank you for joining with us today. I want to encourage you, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like this video, let the algorithm know that this is good to watch. And what, you want to share this again?
Yeah.
Yeah. So like I said, right, if you're looking for a new bank, you want to check this out. We got the link below, right? They actually have some overdraft protection up to $50, which is convenient, and there's no fees on the accounts. So that's super good. And again, if you've got a whole bunch of credit card debt and personal loan debt, check with them about a personal loan to see if consolidation is a good option. So I got those links in the description box below. So it doesn't cost you anything. Check it out. But so glad you're here. We want to be a resource for you. Like I said, please subscribe if you find this helpful. Obviously you do, else you wouldn't have watched this long in the video. But yeah, give us a thumbs up. Let the algorithms know this is good. And we'd love a comment. Let us know how we're doing. Or if you've got some ideas, some questions, content you'd like us to cover, we're happy to consider that for future shows. Right?
Yep.
All right, gang. Well, that's all for us today. Have a great week, and we'll see you in the next video.